good, everybody? We are here, believe it or not, at the end of 2023, and it's been a wild one.
Yeah.
Look, some of it's been pretty good. Some of it's been fire, actually.
Yeah.
And the other elements, maybe not so much.
Yeah, there's been some terrible movies, a couple of terrible TV shows. There's been some really good movies, though. And was there some really good TV shows?
Yeah, there have been. And while we could have thought of a million different ways to cover everything that happened, we thought, why not do a fun way? So this year at the Academy, we're going to do our first annual end of the year awards.
Yeah, end of the year awards.
So grab a seat, get you something nice to drink or snack on, and let's go through these awards. See if you think what we think about some of the best and worst shows in TV that went down.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what? I don't think there's any reason to, beat around the bush. Let's go. Let's start out with the big guns. First award we're going to talk about, Movie of the Year. Movie
of the year. We probably should say this for last, but we're definitely going to go first. There were a few. There was an abundant amount of content to see at the theater this year in 2023.
Good amount.
Everything wasn't really up to par, but some things really, really shone through. And this year, we're going to give the Movie of the Year award to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, for sure.
Everywhere you go, you're an anomaly.
I mean, when we sat down to talk about it, this is pretty easy. This was a pretty easy consensus. I mean, I'll give an honorable mention out there to Guardians Volume 3. That was a good one, too.
And Blue Beetle.
A little surprise here, too, for sure. We got to shout that out. We might come back and talk about that later. But, best movie. They really nailed it with this one.
Mm-hmm. The best use of the multiverse concept in any comic book movie since the trend started, and any comic book property since the trend started. Yep. I don't think anything since then has really topped it. There's been some good stuff, some terrible stuff, but Across the Spider-Verse was the one to hit the nail on the head.
Did a great job. Made you care about the characters. They left all of us out here on the cliffhanger. Good animation. Good soundtrack. Yeah, y'all nailed it. We can't wait till that third one when it drops.
Yeah. Okay, then. Next up, we have best long form over 30 minute of TV shows. So we're stepping outside the box for this one a little bit because a lot of what was on TV this year was hot garbage.
Very, very hit and miss, if we're going to be
a lot of misses.
Political about it, yeah.
No steroids.
It wasn't the greatest, but I will say the good that was out there, I did enjoy. And you were talking about these longer kind of shows. There's a lot of good, solid contenders. Obviously, Loki season 2 is out there. A lot of people might have that as theirs.
Which it was very good.
It was very good.
I enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. But you know what? One did kind of edge out, kind of stand out a bit more in the whole, action, delivery, story of the whole sense of it all. And Pig and I both agreed on this one. We had to give best TV show here to Wheel of Time, season 2.
Yeah, and
by the way, Prime Video.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, by the way, Prime came in this year with a lot of haymakers. And I think they're still going to be moving that way next year because we still got The Boys season 4. But this is on top of everything that was on Disney Plus. Outside of what was on Prime and Disney Plus, what did we have any more long form TV shows like that?
Not really.
We didn't really get anything that we were really messing with. Okay, so even then, but on Prime, that's a contender with Gen V. Mm-hmm. At least this first half of Invincible season 1.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sorry, Invincible season 2. I mean, Wheel of Time season 2 is pretty nuts. Now this is from 2 non-book readers. I don't plan on reading those books either, but
too much book.
I need to see this 3rd season of that show. They got some great actors, a good story.
I mean,
Hands meter
popped off.
Yeah,
the hands meter popped off so hard.
Even was Lauren into it.
Oh yeah.
Even our wives are like heavy on it along with us. It's like I hope it doesn't get bad like Game of Thrones did. At least they didn't waste time and it was like alluding to magic and implying magic.
Yeah, they cut into the chase.
Yeah. So
Wheel of Time season 2. That's the best one. Trust us.
Game of Thrones with more hands.
Yep. Rolling along here. We of course we got to talk about anime.
Mm-hmm.
Anime has been super hot overall in the landscape of popularity this year, and it's always, of course, popular here, and it's been that way for the longest. A lot of dope shows came out this year. I mean, you had Attack on Titan still out here doing this thing. You know, My Hero, of course. You know, you got some new shows. Spy Family is always some good fun. But I got to be honest, JJK season 2, and even though it's not even fully wrapped up yet, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's been the one, bro. If you've been watching, you know the fight scenes.
I like Spy Family.
The fight scenes, woo, have been on another level this season. Yeah, I mean, it's just, what else can I say, man? I've been very pleased. The Mappa indeed has been Mappa-ing, but please give them some rest. Let those folks rest a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pro labor unions over here.
Yeah. But that being said, I'll have to tip my hat and give JJK season 2 the best anime of the year crown.
Okay. Now we've dealt with that order of business. Now we're gonna get real. Now we're gonna talk about the worst,
the unpleasant truth, if you will,
because we spent money on some things we feel like we shouldn't have spent money on this year.
Money, time.
As a fan of certain IPs, certain properties, I personally am very disappointed with how 2 of its, I guess, biggest events in the history of both of those franchises took place earlier this year in 2023. Talking about Speedsters, and so the worst movie. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the worst movie. The worst movie this year was undoubtedly
You know what it is. You know what it is.
It was The Flash.
Y'all, I just want to say, this is personal. I know DC, I know Warner, I know y'all be watching these. Y'all hurt my friend. Y'all hurt my friend with this.
I still buy Flash comics.
Like, he a Flash fan for real.
The new ones. And they're good. At least those are good.
You let him down with this movie. I mean, you let me down too, but dang.
They let me down with the movie and the TV show ending.
Yeah, that Grant Gustin deserved better.
Grant Gustin deserves so much better.
But this movie,
Grant Gustin, the movie should have been about Grant Gustin somehow or some way.
If they had just replaced him, it would have.
There should have never been another one. There should have been just one dude. He should have been just in the movies while he was on the TV show.
And the movie shown that, like, it just,
they would have had so much more of my money.
None of it was very good.
Mm-hmm. The movie
wasted Supergirl.
Yeah, for real.
Supergirl was cool, but y'all wasted her in that movie.
Yeah,
Keaton Batman is, just,
it was wrong.
Poor.
Mm-hmm.
Just poor.
Very poor execution.
Just poor. But you know what? Don't worry.
Clooney. You know what's real messed up? Clooney wasn't one of the worst parts of that movie.
No, not at all.
That's how bad that movie was. That's not to talk bad about Clooney. I'm just saying.
No, Clooney was fine. He was not at all the real problem here. Of course, DC did bad with that, but don't worry. Marvel, they weren't out here batting 1,000 either.
Mm-mm.
And as we come in to talk about best TV shows, again, easy consensus here when we came to talk about worst TV shows out this year. What was Secret Invasion?
Well, what was that?
What
What was that? Why would you guys do that to us? Like,
Never have I ever seen a first episode be so good, so captivating, so seemingly well thought
it
out.
was incredible. The first episode?
It was so
it was
great.
insane.
But then we got here to the end and just
A waste of such a good cast. A waste of Olivia Colman. A waste of Kingsley Ben-Adir. A waste of Emilia Clarke. A waste of Sam Jackson.
Yep.
Waste of Ben Mendelsohn. A waste of Don Cheadle. A waste of Martin Freeman. I mean, just
it's all lazy.
yeah.
Like, and the writing was all lazy. I mean, and the animation at the end, that last episode.
We'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, it's just
We weren't happy. Okay, next up we have the best fight scene. Now, the Hands meter didn't really hit off the charts this year. It didn't really go that far this year. It was kind of like watching some first time fair attendees trying to hit the mallet, the thing with the bell. I don't know what you call it.
yeah. You know, it could have went better in some spots, or you
It sounded like me probably trying to hit that thing.
You would hope maybe for see some better situations here,
Yeah,
but I still think a few good ones.
yeah. Caleb and I talked a bit extensively about this, and what we have for best fight scene, we were kind of split down the middle. Because there's two really good ones, which I give him his, which was...
You know, I had to go with Jujutsu Kaisen. Never suffered from it, but I had to go with the Sukuna versus the Mayoraga. That, you know, that whole situation that Megumi unleashed from the whole shadow technique, that just was wild. And that fight was... I was not prepared for that. And it wasn't even a finale fight. So that was mine. That was mine. But I can't fault you at all for your choice either.
Mine was The Marvels, which was... I was pleasantly surprised by that movie, all things considering. The Hands meter not being that far off the charts. You know, we called Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, the best movie. But the Hands meter, even that movie, wasn't really up to par.
Yep. And honestly, yeah, if there was one aspect where we would have to kind of downgrade it would have to be in the hands department. We'd have to give it a knock.
It was so good that's not what we were even concentrating on.
Right. We're not. You know, again, hands aren't everything.
Yes,
hands are not everything.
No, they aren't.
They are nice, but they're not everything.
For me, it was from the Marvels, and it was Darvin versus the Marvels, the 3-on-1 fight where she was holding their own, but they were jumping this.
They jumped her like the Powerpuff Girls jump Mojo Jojo.
They really
even
did.
when he ain't doing nothing.
They jumped like the Powerpuff Girls jump Sedusa when she got a hold of their dad.
Yeah, but no, it was a really cool fight. Seeing them really figure out how to work their whole entanglement of the powers thing to their advantage.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That's something that when it comes out on Disney Plus, I'm gonna watch it multiple times, probably just for that one part because it's so awesome.
It was some heat
because they fed that girl.
it was some heat for real.
Okay. Next up, we have the worst fight scene.
Yeah, we had to talk about worst too, and again, easy one to think about. Coming from the worst show, like we've already stated, the worst fight scene comes from Secret Invasion, and it's that finale fight. Sloppy animation. Terrible CGI. A lack of thought,
I don't understand how you get from a spy thriller opening that we talked about earlier, a really good one,
very good,
some Tom Clancy type shit.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah. To a Hulk arm coming out of Sam Jackson, and then it not being him at all. So it doesn't even make sense that like they had that dialogue between each other because it wasn't even him.
It was all bad.
And then the fight, Is she the strongest person in the MCU now? Is she?
She certainly should be up there. But
Is she even one?
But again, knowing them, it's like, bro, we even gonna ever see her?
Like, dude used Ebony Maw's powers, and when she had Drax's arm, and then the tattoos came on. When she gets the tattoos of powers.
Yeah, it just not good, y'all. Not great. Not good at all.
Alrighty.
All right. Keeping it moving. This next award is the most anticipated project of 2024 award. Because, yes, we're here already at the end of 1 year, but let's look forward to what's coming up and all of the exciting things that we could be seeing grace across our screens and our eyes in the upcoming year. This was, I think, a tie, kind of a consensus situation for both of us.
Yeah, this isn't two different choices between us. It's not he picked one and I picked one. It's we both couldn't pick between these two.
Yeah. First, I don't think it shouldn't be too much of a surprise with this one. Deadpool 3.
Yeah. Only thing that's going to be in the MCU next year. Multiversal story still. I hope that one of the movies in the comic book realm that's not animated finally gets it right. It'll be a good win for the MCU. I'm really interested to see Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
The big question is Taylor Swift going to be Dazzler in this?
I highly doubt it. If so, it'll be. If so, I mean, we live in Nashville, dude. Taylor Swift is busy, dude. We know.
Hey, all I know is she was at that Chiefs game with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and one of the producers of Deadpool. So I don't know. That was in the last couple months there. So who knows? Who knows?
Anyway, that might happen. I didn't think about that, and I remember that vaguely. Yep. And so now I just changed my perspective on it completely.
Yep.
But also, we know it has a TBD release date. It was originally slated for mid to late 2024, and it's still talking about 2024 on many publications, and that's Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm really hoping to get a late 2024 release date.
Keeping fingers crossed. I would love to be able to go out, Christmas time frame 2024 and catch it, during that holiday window.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the year, that would be perfect.
Yeah. And also, I think that would be another win for the multiversal saga, because I need to see. That's like, I hope that the way they just touched on the MCU stuff, like they had Donald Glover and they talked about Earth 199999999, however many they are. I really hope they just like do a little bit more reaching into it, like see what Madam Web's talking about with that whole Sony Spider-Verse deal connecting to the MCU.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
No, for sure. It's going to be interesting. All the multiverse rumors are going to be hot and heavy in 2024. I can tell you that much.
They're already starting with Spider-Man 4 from the MCU and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So,
Venom 3.
Y'all know how it is. But we're here now at the last award. We're going out on a positive note. This final award we are dubbing the Pleasant Surprise Award.
Yeah.
And it's going out to the project that we didn't really think too much of or didn't expect much of when we knew it was coming out. But then it came out and, it went hard.
Yeah.
It actually turned out to be fire. Those things that kind of punch above the weight you think they're going to punch above. And we got to give this one to Blue Beetle.
Yeah, back the blue.
I believe in the Beetle works
That's what it was.
Much better. Yes,
believe in the Beetle.
Believe in the Beetle.
My bad.
But no,
I said it loud.
Look, Blue Beetle, man. Very much the movie surprise. It had action. It had a big familial vibe and
a better family dynamic than Across the Spider-Verse.
True.
Which that is the intent and that's an essential part of the story, but you're talking about a bunch of different families, whereas in most multiversal stories, like what is it? Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's like the same family throughout the multiverse, which is sort of what's happening in this one. But he's dealing with, he's dealing with Miguel O'Hara. He's dealing with a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Jaime's just dealing with Susan Sarandon and them.
He was, but I think that he did good. Like I said, I think they did a really good job of taking a character like Jaime and a character like Blue Beetle, who is, a lot of people know him, but you don't really know him like that, and they made you care about him. I think, and that's something that we needed to see more from Warner Brothers in the DCEU before now, and hopefully moving forward they'll kind of take these good lessons and take that energy and put it into the new projects.
Yes,
I think that's the hope.
Yeah, I really hope that I see some Titans action with Jaime and this type of movie as like a team up deal. But we haven't really seen that yet in the whole team up deals. And I think it'll be really good for the genre. Breathe some fresh air into it, get an even younger audience, because let's face it, I don't think that the comic book movies are for as young of an audience as we project.
They're not, and man, that's a whole topic in itself as to why that's happening. Yeah, I mean, that's a super solid point. But look, I hope you like this rundown. This was our awards for the year. Honestly, these are pretty much perfect. These are pretty much perfect award choices. And if you don't like them, you can like hit us up in the comments or
get on the Facebook.
Get on the Facebook.
It's an open group.
Voice your displeasure. But it's pretty good picks. Y'all know these are pretty good picks.
Yeah, and just to know, if y'all come incorrect, we got goons that will roast you.
We can't be held responsible or liable.
Yeah.
Can't be held responsible or liable.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, happy to be here and host the first annual end of the year awards here at Culture Core Academy.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the next video to drop, and as usual, hit us up on our socials. You know his.
Ping Rose.
You know mine.
Caleb.
Until next time, Academy folks. Be well.